So, Genshin Impact 6.2 banners have just leaked and OMG, this lineup is really tight. In today's video, I want to discuss with you and sort of unpack everything we know so far, which characters are coming for sure, why this banner cycle again breaks one of Hoyover's long-standing patterns, what the community is saying and what all of this means for your Primogem plans. I'll also throw in some insights about early Columbina access and how players will be getting it, because 6.2 isn't just any banner cycle. This patch has sealed a fate on how Hoyovers from now would handle reruns and further pacing in the game. A quick shout out to today's sponsor Eneba. If you're topping up Genesis crystals for upcoming 6.2 banners, Eneba now supports UPI payments for Indian players and a smooth experience for the global players, and they deliver instantly to your account. They're legit, verified as official distributors, and offer up to 30% off on Genesis crystals, which is almost more than any competition in the market. So, if you're planning to pull for Durin or Columbina, don't overspend. Use my link in the description. It supports the channel and saves you a bunch. A quick reminder before we start, this all comes from leakers HomeDGCat, Hiragara, who are basically the most trusted when it comes to banner info and Primogem's calculation. They have an almost perfect track record, but the exact phases of 6.2 aren't specified yet. So we'll say the lineup is really solid, but the order is highly speculative. So please keep that in mind when you're planning your polls. Now let's start with the important lineup itself, because it's absolutely stacked in 6.2. The banners will feature Durin, the brand new 5-star from Mondstadt, along reruns of Veresa, Xilonen and Venti. There you go fam, one of my subscribers did ask when is Xilonen rerun. I hope this answered your question. On top of that, the Mondstadt Chronicle banner is confirmed to be debuting somewhere in this patch. That alone would be a heavy set of characters, but the way Hoyoverse has put this all together is making everyone's head literally blow, because what's about to come is going to be more dangerous. First, the obvious headline. This is like the second time in Genshin history that we see two most important characters rerun in the same version. If Venti and Xilonen are both locked into 6.2 in the same phase, then it's a big worry, because think back to how carefully earlier reruns were always spaced out. That is, players had a breathing room to collect Primogems and then go for good rerun characters. For example, Venti, Kazuha, Nahira, none of them even shared a patch. Even when reruns lined up closely like Raiden, Nahira and Alhaitham, Hoyoverse still managed to stagger them across updates in a more even way, I guess. So now, putting Venti and Xilonen together, it looks like a deliberate torture moment, especially because both are universally useful. Xilonen with any team provides buffs and best utility, and Venti with his god tier Vortex aka crowd control is amazing. And oh my god, the new buffs that are coming will make Venti solid. Even he's getting a new weapon, so yeah, overall Venti will be the best unit in 6.2. And here's the twist, if this info came from anyone else, community would have been like, nah, that ain't true. But because it's HomeDGCat and basically they've never missed a banner call, the community is treating it as a real deal. Now this is where the tension comes in. According to game plan, this shouldn't happen. Like, players should get at least a sort of breathing room, right? But source reliability says it's happening. I mean, you can really see it's like a tug of war going on in the community online. Some people are excited, others are like, what the F is happening? But the surprises don't stop there, because 6.2 banners will also mean there's something Hoyoverse is going to bring along in 6.3. Normally, we were expecting that after the 6.1 massacre of banners, where you're having literally 2 Archons in one patch, Hoyoverse would give us sort of a breathing room in 6.2, but nah, they didn't do that. So now the characters that are coming forward as compatible candidates in 6.3 that would rerun along with Columbina seem to be Skirk and Mavuika, which would be a catastrophic news for the majority of the free-to-play players because OMG, all of these characters have their own strengths and their unique abilities. So there goes your chance to grab the best characters of regions and you're sort of locked out. So we can clearly see that in Nordcry, Hoyoverse has skipped the traditional pattern entirely. They're literally giving us a lineup built around Archons, a Harbinger along with another Archon, and a new Adepti level character. This is a huge news and it has people speculating. So why would Hoyoverse do this? One explanation, the simple one, is that they are going all in one on raw hype. Now see, characters like Veresa, Xilonen, and Venti, according to the newer standards of the game, are highly sought rerun characters. But hey, so is Alhaitham, so is Raiden Shogun. But why not their rerun? Well, there goes your answer. Why would Hoyoverse waste an opportunity to earn through characters that are doing really good and giving good damage numbers? I hope you're getting my point. Because hey, as a veteran player, I'll always say this: go for the character that you like and you relate to, because Hoyoverse, just like any other gaming company, is a corporate action that is as of now going aggressive in terms of sales. So yeah, putting Venti, Xilonen, and Veresa has the community excited, confused? You let me know in the comments. I think they want to relate this to sort of a narrative sense, or maybe it's just that, you know, the old characters are getting a good buff, plus Venti might get a new weapon, so it's a good chance to rerun everyone and give the veteran community the justice that they wanted since 1.1. Now right after the info dropped, the top comments were like, OMG, they're really making us choose between Xilonen and Venti. Like, what the hell is going on? Others pointed out how early this leak was, comparing it to how the kid of Durin and his animation showed up earlier than anyone expected. Honestly, one comment that sort of stuck with me was like, they're really making us choose between Venti and Xilonen. God, we're screwed. So this sums up another anxiety level situation. And let me tell you, people aren't just worried about the characters, they are terrified of the weapon banners. Venti's so-called new signature weapon is not a joke and is a really good weapon compared to his old Skyward LARP or Harp, something like that. I don't have an idea, I apologize for that. But yeah, his new weapon is really powerful, and so is Durin's weapon too. I mean, imagine pulling for Durin and then losing out his weapon to Venti's. You can feel the fear in the community. But hey, of course, without phases confirmed, a lot of this is speculation, because new 5 stars usually launch in phase 1, so it becomes natural to expect the reruns in the later phases. But we do have past examples of debut characters showing up in phase 2, like Kazuha in 1.6, Eula in 1.5, and more recently Emily in 4.8. So while never being phase 1 is likely, it ain't guaranteed. So yeah, this is the overall situation of 6.2, and 6.3 will be getting worse. So save your primos. Now moving on to the second point, that is Columbina's early access. Well, let me just say this. Mavuika's early introduction pretty much gave her a build up to the hype and players and the community becoming crazy for her, because we got to see 1 or 2 of her skill sets during the Archon quest, which was a version early than her release period. So now, according to many leakers and many speculators, even Columbina will do the same thing. So we might get to play as Columbina in 6.2's Archon quest itself. Wait, isn't that interesting? I mean, this will give players an idea whether to save for her or then go for Sandrone. And finally, moving on to the Primogems count of 6.2. According to Hiragara, from December 3 to Jan 14, the F2Ps would get a whopping 62 intertwined fates along with 10 standard ones. For the Welkin moons, we will get 86 fates, with 15 being the standard ones. And if you're a Welkin moon plus battle pass user, then you will get a whopping 94 intertwined fates along with 15 standard ones. In this, I have just considered the dailies, Paimon Shop, Imaginarium, Stygian Onslaught, Abyss, Battle Pass, and then Welkin Moon. I would say the Primogems are indeed less, considering Dawnman Port, a new region, might get released in 6.2. So yeah, this was the complete overview and chaos going on in the community. Columbina getting an early access, 6.2 banners being pure chaos, and to top it all off the Primogem count. Let me know who you are now saving for and excited in the comments. By the way, please don't forget the 2 Welkins giveaway is about to be over in a few days, so check out the giveaway link and don't forget to like and subscribe to stay tuned and updated with the latest Genshin news like this. Alright, I'll see you all in the next video with some interesting news. Until then, stay safe and stay picky.